Antique dealer Saxon Durrant operates from a warehouse in Essex, bursting with eclectic vintage pieces. Today he's travelling up to Leek in Staffordshire, to the workshop of gilder Ruth Tappin. Saxon's coming to see her and metalworker Ted Edley about an item he's had sent on ahead.
We have no idea, have we?
No, and Saxon you never can tell, can you?
We can sort of tell metal.
Yes.
Because you're here. Here he comes.
Hi guys.
Hello, Saxon.
Good to see you.
And you?
Has it arrived? It's unusual to use two restorers, but the skills needed on this are definitely needed to work in combination with each other.
Your thing is here.
Yeah,
Let's have a look.
Let's have a look. I've got something for them which is very big, very heavy, needs an awful lot of work. It's in bits, but it's all there. Bet you can't guess what it is.
That's a really odd shape. No, I can't. I actually don't know what that is. Do you?
Let's
No idea.
put you out of your misery.
It's a horse made of rust.
Horse made of misery, I think.
Yeah, it's not going to be running any races anytime soon, but
That is heavy.
Blimey, innit?
I know it looks really bad, and it is really bad, but it's all there. There's nothing missing. It's 19th century, quite high end of its day.
Right.
Obviously cast iron, would have been outside originally. I mean, this would have come from a decent house, I would think.
Horses have inspired artists since prehistoric times, and the image of one at full gallop has come to symbolise power, endurance and victory. This weather-beaten example may once have had pride of place in a Victorian garden, but is now falling apart with over 100 years of rust.
You're going to want me to weld this back together, aren't you?
Yep.
Is that hard?
Yes, very.
It's really, really rusty. Can you weld that? Can
Well,
you weld rust?
before I do anything, this is going to go straight off and it's going to be blast cleaned right the way back to bare metal. Because obviously I'm here for the metal work, but we've got Ruth as well. So what's the end point with it?
What are you thinking?
Cast iron repairing is a messy thing. It's very difficult to get them invisible.
Right.
So I think if we have a metal coating over the top, it's going to really bring this thing back to life.
Okay. This being cast iron, I think would probably better with metal leaf rather than
Right.
gold leaf. I think that would look nice.
Yeah. And will you be able to age it down? Just because if it's very bright...
If you want it aged, I can age
Yeah.
it, so that's not an issue, yeah.
Yeah.
So, I mean, did you give English pounds for this?
A small token gesture was made. But the thing is, with something like this, you know, it's the biggest journey you can go on from scrap to something that's going to be amazing.
Leave it with us.
All right. See you soon.
Ted sends the statue straight to the sandblasters, and a few days later it's delivered to his workshop in Dorset, rust-free but not problem-free. In the town of Leek in Staffordshire, Ruth Tappin has had the metal horse statue delivered from metalworker Ted, who has given it an undercoat of primer. Ruth's task is to gild it, but first she will use her sculpting talents to remodel the tip of the tail.
So this end of the tail here was missing, and Ted's put a little bolt in there for me. I've put some of this epoxy resin to create a lump for me to then model the end of the tail. I just need to end that nicely and make it flow. So I'm going to be modelling with this two-part epoxy putty. It's a 50-50 mix. You've got the hardener and the bulking agent. Once those two are mixed, it starts to harden. So, this flows much easier if you've got some water on it. I'm going to use my fingers to begin with and start to bulk it out a bit. Luckily for me, this is fairly stylised, so it's fairly easy to copy. So your fingers can do a lot of the work. I'm really grateful that Ted put a bolt in here, gave me an anchor for this. He is good, isn't he, Ted? So I'm starting to get this first bit there. I've just got to add the length now.
But halfway through,
Nope, don't like that.
the putty begins to buckle under its own weight.
This is moving around a bit too much, so what I'm going to have to do is let that dry overnight and then carry on modelling the rest of the tail.
At her workshop in Staffordshire,
So where to start?
Ruth is preparing to apply a metal leaf finish to a rather vibrant cast iron horse.
I've had to paint it yellow. Now that's because the metal leaf that I'm putting on doesn't cover as well as gold. So if there's any fine cracks, it won't fill itself in. So yellow won't show as much as the cream that was underneath.
She's also applied a layer of oil to the statue so that the metal leaf adheres to it.
Now metal leaf doesn't contain any gold. It's basically just brass. It's a lot thicker than gold. You can actually handle this. Now I'm using loose leaf because I want to tear this up and put it on. If I was to just put it on in this square, you would actually see the outline of the squares. By tearing it up, it gives more of an organic flow to it. You don't see any harsh lines. Where there's a straight edge, I'm trying to overlap so I don't get that straight edge. So my torn edge is the outside edge. Right, that's one leg covered. Now there's loads of, as you can see, loose bits all over the place, and I just want to rub that over to make sure that I've got all the bits covered. The best way to do that is to wear some cotton gloves. You don't really want to handle this too much. With little circular motions, I'm just going to make sure that it's all stuck. It looks really messy until you do this. It's actually covering surprisingly well. I can just see some tiny little bits that won't fill, but it is going to be aged, so I can hide them in the age. This is so satisfying to do. I'd recommend everyone have a go at this. This is lovely.
When the cast iron horse is completely gilded, Ruth calls fellow restorer Ted to come to Leek, ready to unveil the result to dealer Saxon.
This job's really got to pay its way. I mean, 2 restorers, very well skilled, top of their game, that doesn't come cheap. But having said that, there's potential here, there really is.
Hello, Saxon.
Hello,
Hi,
you
Saxon.
two.
How are you doing?
Not too bad. Well, we got a horse in one piece.
Yep.
Certainly is.
I can see a bit of colour underneath. Let's have a look.
Yes, eager to show you.
Oh my goodness. Wow. That is incredible. The last time I saw this, it was for the knacker's yard. Let's face it, it was 5 or 6 bits.
It was quite poorly, wasn't it?
It was embarrassing. It really was. And I'm just drinking it all in. It's what an amazing job. Top marks.
When Saxon dropped this antique garden statue off, it was a collection of rust and bits. The head and tail had broken off, and the cast iron was cracked and full of holes. Now it's a different beast altogether. Ted has put the horse back together with patience and expert welding, so now it's strong enough to be out in all weathers. And Ruth's stunning metal leaf finish has transformed it from an also-ran into a champion thoroughbred for someone with the space to show it.
For me, it's a bit more friendly and approachable.
It just suits it down to the ground, doesn't it?
Yeah, they sit well together, and it's very tactile, isn't it? It's an amazing thing, it really is, and it's good for another 100 years now, I think. This is well into 4 figures, 2,500, 3,000. It's magnificent. What Ted and Ruth have done, it really is revive the work of the original sculptor. That's what we're looking at now, is how it was originally. An antique 19th century cast iron sculpture. Saddle up and get going, and I'll send some guys with a horse box up.
All right, mate, off you trot.
Right.
It looks great. I really like it. Even now, after all that we've been through together,
Your love-hate
me and
relationship,
Dobbin,
yeah.
yes, now I really like him.